My precious child, do not scroll past this. Stop exactly where you are and listen carefully, for this is not a coincidence. You did not stumble upon these words by chance or accident. This is a divine interruption, orchestrated by my own hand before the foundations of the earth were laid. I am stepping into your day right now because heaven is moving on your behalf, and a profound shift is about to take place. Within the next 24 hours, a door that has been tightly sealed against you is going to swing wide open. Do not turn away. Do not let the enemy distract your mind or pull your attention elsewhere, because what I am about to release into your life carries the weight of eternity. I have seen the heavy, invisible burdens you have been carrying. I have watched you in the quiet hours of the night, when sleep refused to come, when your mind was racing with worry about your finances, about your future, about how you were going to make ends meet. I have seen you look at the bills piling up, feeling a knot of anxiety tighten in your chest. I heard the desperate whispers when you cried out in the darkness, asking, "Lord, how much longer? Have you forgotten me? How will I ever survive this? My beloved, I have never forgotten you. I have never left your side. Every silent tear you wiped away so no one else would see. I caught them all. Every sigh of exhaustion, every moment you felt completely overwhelmed by the weight of lack and debt. I felt it with you. The enemy has tried to convince you that this is your permanent reality. He has whispered lies into your spirit, telling you that you will always struggle, that you will never get ahead, that financial freedom is for other people, but not for you. Do not believe those lies. The delay you have endured was not a denial, it was a season of deep preparation. Now the waiting is over. The hour of your financial breakthrough is here. Heaven is aligning resources, moving hearts, and shifting circumstances in ways you cannot yet perceive. A financial miracle is already in motion, speeding toward you. I need you to open your heart right now and receive this truth. Do not let doubt steal this appointed moment. Stay with me, listen to the end, and prepare your spirit, because tomorrow your reality will not look the same. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. I know how hard you have been working, my child. I see the relentless effort you put in day after day, stretching what little you have, hoping and praying it will be enough to cover your daily needs. I see the moments you look at your bank account and feel a sudden wave of despair wash over you, wondering if you will ever truly break free from this exhausting, endless cycle of survival. You have felt like you are walking through a barren desert, constantly giving out to others, constantly sacrificing, while your own cup remains empty. You have asked me in your quietest moments, "Lord, why does it seem so easy for everyone else, while I have to fight so fiercely for every single inch of ground?" Hear me clearly today. Your struggles have not gone unnoticed, and your quiet faithfulness in the small things has been permanently recorded in heaven. You thought your prayers for provision were bouncing off a brass ceiling. You thought I was distant when you were desperately trying to figure out how to pay that unexpected expense, or when you felt the crushing weight of a debt you did not know how to clear. But I was there. I was the unseen strength that kept you standing when you felt like collapsing. I was the quiet grace that provided just enough manna for the day when you thought you had absolutely nothing left. I have been holding you together. The enemy wants you to focus exclusively on the lack. He wants you to stare at your physical circumstances until you feel a paralyzing sense of impending doom. He whispers insidious lies, telling you that your current financial state is a reflection of your worth, trying to wrap your spirit in a suffocating cloak of shame and inadequacy. But I say to you now, your bank balance does not define your value in my kingdom. You are a child of the Most High God, a joint heir with Christ, and the boundless treasury of heaven belongs to you. The financial drought you have been walking through was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to teach you total dependence on me, to refine your faith so that when the abundance comes, and it is coming swiftly, you will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was my mighty hand that provided it. Do not let the spirit of poverty convince you that you are destined to live in the shadows of debt and lack. I am the God who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. I am the God who brings water from the rock and miraculously multiplies the loaves and fishes. I am getting ready to multiply the seeds you have sown in tears. Do not lose hope now, my beloved. Prepare your heart, for the season of harvest is rapidly approaching. My child, right now, as you are listening to these very words, a massive shift is taking place in the spiritual realm. The atmosphere around you is changing, even if your physical eyes cannot yet see it. I am dispatching my angels of provision to go before you, to clear the path, and to unlock the specific doors that have been stubbornly jammed shut. Within the next 24 hours, I am going to orchestrate a moment of divine favor that will leave you absolutely breathless. It might come as an unexpected phone call, a sudden approval, a debt unexpectedly forgiven, or a financial blessing from a source you never even considered. But when it happens, there will be no logical explanation. You will know instantly and undeniably that it was my hand moving in your life. I know that right before a major breakthrough, the warfare always feels the most intense. The enemy knows that your financial liberation is at hand, and he is terrified of what you will do when you are no longer bound by the heavy chains of survival. He is terrified of the generosity you will release, the peace you will carry, and the kingdom work you will fund when you are finally free from lack. This is exactly why you have felt such an overwhelming wave of anxiety, frustration, and pressure over the last few weeks. He is actively trying to force you into a state of panic, hoping you will make a rash decision out of desperation rather than waiting on my perfect, appointed timing. Do not give in to that fear. I want you to rebuke the spirit of panic in my name right now. I am commanding the mountains of debt that have stood tall and intimidating before you to be leveled into plains. I am commanding the rivers of heavenly provision to flow directly into your dry and barren places. You must hold your ground in this very moment. Do not look at the bank statements as the final authority. Do not look at the economy or the words of men. Look at me. Keep your eyes fixed entirely on my unfailing promises. What I am about to reveal to you next will require you to align your heart with my vision. So stay with me. Do not let your attention wander, because the truth I am about to speak over you is the exact key required to unlock the door standing in front of you. My beloved, the truth you need to hear right now is about your identity and the posture of your heart. For the door of financial breakthrough to fully swing open in the physical realm within these next 24 hours, the door of your heart must first be completely unlatched in the spiritual realm. I know the bitterness that has tried to take root inside of you. I know the quiet anger you have felt toward those who have wronged you, those who took advantage of your kindness, and those who unjustly withheld what was rightfully yours. I also see the heavy, suffocating burden of shame you carry over your own past financial mistakes, the choices that led to loss, the investments that failed, and the moments you felt you completely ruined your own future. Hear my voice as your loving Father today. I am wiping the slate completely clean. The enemy wants you to remain securely chained to your past, replaying your regrets over and over again, convincing you that your mistakes have permanently disqualified you from my abundant blessings. But my grace is infinitely greater than your missteps. I do not bless you because you have been perfect or because you have made flawless calculations. I bless you because you are mine. You are my chosen, cherished child, and it brings me immense, overwhelming joy to give you the kingdom. I need you to release that heavy baggage right now. I need you to forgive those who have hurt you financially. And just as importantly, I need you to forgive yourself. When you hold tightly onto the bitterness and regret of the past, your hands remain clenched into fists, making it impossible for you to receive the fresh, overflowing outpouring I am trying to place into them. Open your hands to me today. Take a deep breath and physically exhale the stress, the regret, and the paralyzing fear of tomorrow. The miraculous shift that is happening within this 24-hour window requires a vessel that is emptied of doubt and filled with pure expectant faith. This breakthrough is not just about placing money into your hands. It is about restoring your peace, your joy, and your absolute freedom to dream again. You are stepping into a profound new season where you will no longer be the borrower, but the lender. You will no longer just barely survive. You will thrive and become a powerful channel of blessing to others. Stay anchored in my love, for the final pieces of this prophetic puzzle are about to fall into place. My child, as the clock ticks closer to this 24-hour mark, I am calling you into a posture of fierce, uncompromising expectation. The shift has already begun in the heavenly realm, and now it requires your earthly alignment. Do not spend these next few hours looking around at the physical circumstances that have not yet caught up to the spiritual reality. If you continuously stare at the dry ground, you will inevitably begin to doubt the coming rain. Instead, I want you to begin thanking me right now, before the tangible evidence even materializes in your hands. Praise is the ultimate weapon against the spirit of delay. When you praise me in the middle of your waiting, you are building a spiritual bridge for your miracle to cross over from the unseen into the seen. The enemy will make one final, desperate attempt to steal your focus before this door completely opens. He will try to send a sudden wave of discouragement, an unexpected bill in the mail, or a conversation with someone who speaks doubt and negativity over your life. He wants you to complain. He wants you to utter words of defeat, because he knows that the power of life and death is in your tongue. I am commanding you today, guard your mouth fiercely. Speak only life, speak only my promises. Decree and declare that you are stepping into an unprecedented season of overflow. When the thought of panic rises in your chest, silence it with the absolute truth that I am your Jehovah Jireh, your ultimate provider, and I have never once failed you. This financial breakthrough I am bringing you is not just for you to pay off your debts, though I will surely do that. It is not just for you to breathe easier at the end of the month, though I am completely restoring your peace. This blessing is designed to completely rewrite your family's legacy. I am breaking the generational curses of poverty, struggle, and lack that have followed your bloodline for decades. What your parents and grandparents struggled with, you will conquer. The financial ceilings they hit will become the very floor you stand upon. You are the cycle breaker, my beloved. The wealth of the wicked is being transferred to the righteous, and I have positioned you specifically to be a trusted steward of my kingdom's resources. Stay watchful, stay anchored in faith, and keep your spirit completely open, because the physical manifestation of this promise is rushing toward you right now. My beloved, as the final hours of this waiting season begin to fade, I want you to feel the profound peace that is settling into your room right now. The frantic pacing of your mind is coming to an absolute end. The heavy, suffocating yoke of financial oppression that has rested on your shoulders for years is being completely shattered by my anointing. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and envision that heavy burden physically falling to the floor. You do not have to carry it for one more second. Within this 24-hour window, I am aligning the hearts of decision makers in your favor. I am touching the minds of those who hold the resources you need. compelling them to release what has been unjustly delayed. You're about to step into a supernatural stream of income and unexpected provision that defies all worldly logic and economic understanding. I know there have been moments when you looked at your family, at your loved ones, and your heart physically ached because you wished you could give them more. I saw the quiet tears you cried when you had to put things back on the shelf because the funds simply were not there. I saw the crushing shame that washed over you when you had to say no to things that seemed so simple and normal for everyone else. Hear me today as your provider. I am removing that shame completely. The season of lack is being swallowed up by my infinite abundance. I am not just going to provide enough for you to merely scrape by and survive. I am going to bless you to the absolute point of overflow, so that you can become the powerful blessing you have always desired to be for others. You will be the one who pays for the groceries of the person behind you. You will be the one who funds kingdom work and helps those who are currently standing in the dark valleys where you used to stand. The enemy is desperately trying to convince you that this message is just another empty promise, just another false hope designed to leave you disappointed and broken-hearted once again. Do not listen to the father of lies. He is panicking in the spiritual realm right now because he knows his grip on your finances has been permanently broken. He knows that once you step into this true financial freedom, your life will become a loud, undeniable testimony of my goodness, and he has no power to stop it. I have placed a shield of divine protection around your mind, your household, and your resources. Your only job in these remaining hours is to rest completely in my love. Rest in the absolute certainty that your God has heard your cries, and the answer is already standing at your front door. Do not move from this posture of faith. Keep your spirit deeply attuned to my voice, because the final instruction for your miraculous breakthrough is unfolding right now. My child, as the physical manifestation of this 24-hour promise draws incredibly close, I need to prepare your heart for what happens next. The breakthrough I am sending is not going to be a small, quiet, or unnoticeable shift. It is going to be a sudden, overwhelming flood of my goodness that will completely disrupt the barrenness you have grown so accustomed to. When the door finally opens, when that unexpected email arrives, when that phone rings with the news you have been desperately waiting for, or when that massive financial weight is suddenly lifted, you might actually feel a profound sense of shock. You have lived in a state of hypervigilant survival mode for so long that the sudden presence of peace and abundance might initially feel unfamiliar to your spirit. The enemy will immediately try to capitalize on that shock. He will whisper into your mind that this miracle is a mistake, that it is too good to be true, or that it will quickly be snatched away from you, just like things in the past. Hear my voice right now. When I bless you, I add absolutely no sorrow to it. What I am placing into your hands cannot be taken away by any man, any failing economy, or any demonic force. The provision I am releasing to you is permanent, and the door I am opening right now is one that no human hand can ever shut. You must reject the fear of losing what I am giving you. I am entrusting you with this unprecedented financial harvest because I have seen the true posture of your heart while you were in the wilderness. Now, as you step confidently into your promised land, I need your eyes to remain entirely fixed on me. Do not let the sudden arrival of the blessing distract you from the blesser. This new season of wealth and provision is a powerful tool for my kingdom. It is a divine weapon meant to destroy the lingering works of darkness in your family line, and a means to drastically bless those who are still crying out in the dark valleys. I am calling you to a much higher level of stewardship. The supernatural overflow that is about to hit your life is meant to flow fiercely through you, not just to you. In these final moments before your dawn completely breaks, I want you to physically release the tension you are holding in your shoulders. Stop trying to figure out the exact earthly logistics of how I will do this. Stop trying to map out the mathematical equations of your impending miracle. If your human mind could calculate it, it would not be a miracle at all. I specialize in the absolutely impossible. I am the God who creates pathways in the deep, violent waters and rivers in the dry, scorching wasteland. Take a deep breath of my perfect peace and whisper, Lord, I am ready to receive. The heavy lifting is over. The angels of provision are already standing at your threshold, and the handle of the door is turning. My beloved child, as we move closer to the exact moment of your physical breakthrough, I must warn you about the final test of faith that often arrives just before the dawn. The hours immediately preceding a massive life-altering financial miracle are historically the ones where the shadows appear the absolute darkest. Right now, your physical circumstances might look completely contradictory to the powerful promise I have just spoken over you. The bank account might still look empty, the phone might still be painfully silent, and the heavy pressures of the world might seem louder and more intimidating than ever before. The enemy uses this specific, narrow window of time to project an intense illusion of defeat. He wants you to look at the mounting evidence of the natural world and conclude that the spiritual truth I have revealed to you is nothing more than a foolish fantasy. He wants you to feel ridiculous for daring to hope again. I am telling you right now, do not fall for this desperate deception. You must walk by faith in these next few hours, not by sight. The natural realm is always the very last thing to catch up to what has already been firmly and permanently established in the heavenly realm. Your miracle is already fully formed. It is simply traveling into your dimension of time. I also need you to intentionally silence the voices of the critics and the doubters around you. There are people in your life who may mean well, but they view your current situation strictly through the limited lens of human logic and worldly economics. They will tell you to be realistic. They will urge you to prepare for the worst and to drastically lower your expectations so that you do not get disappointed again. Do not let their lack of faith dilute your fierce, burning expectation. I am not bound by human economics, shifting markets, inflation, or the logical calculations of men. I am the sovereign creator of the universe. When I decree that a door of financial provision is opening for you, no earthly logic, no bank, and no institution can keep it shut. You must put on your spiritual blinders in these final hours. Tunnel your vision entirely on my unfailing word. Let the chaotic noise of the world fade completely into the background. Your impending miracle is not dependent on your circumstances. It is dependent entirely on my unbreakable covenant with you. I am actively arranging the exact people, the exact timing, and the exact resources to intersect perfectly with your life. Keep your heart quiet, keep your worship loud, and keep your spirit fiercely expectant. The countdown is continuing, and my word will never return to me void. My beloved child, as we enter the next phase of this divine countdown, I want you to feel the tangible presence of my spirit in the room with you right now. You might feel a sudden warmth in your chest, a gentle tingling in your hands, or a profound, unexplainable peace washing over your weary mind. Do not dismiss these physical sensations as mere coincidence or your own imagination. This is my Holy Spirit wrapping around you, comforting you, and confirming that the financial breakthrough we have been speaking of is not some distant fantasy. It is a present, living reality arriving at your very doorstep. I am actively severing the heavy, suffocating chains of the borrower that have kept you bound to the lender for far too long. The oppressive spirit of debt that has relentlessly chased your family line, generation after generation, is being permanently broken in this exact hour. I am completely dismantling the legalistic decrees that the enemy has tried to hold over your finances. Your ledger in heaven is being perfectly balanced by my overflowing grace, and the unprecedented surplus is being released directly into your earthly accounts. I know exactly how many times you have sat at your kitchen table late at night, calculating and recalculating your tight budget, trying desperately to stretch pennies into dollars, only to end up with tears of pure frustration streaming down your face. I have watched you silently skip meals, deny yourself even the most basic comforts, and completely sacrifice your own well-being just to make absolutely sure your loved ones were provided for. Your sacrificial, selfless love has deeply moved my heart. But hear me clearly. The exhausting season of merely scraping by is officially over. Within these 24 hours, the atmosphere of constant lack that has surrounded you is being entirely swallowed up by my atmosphere of infinite abundance. I am placing an unexpected, undeniable favor upon your name. People who do not even know you will suddenly feel divinely compelled to bless you, to approve your applications, and to swing open the heavy doors that have remained stubbornly locked for years. Do not look at your current bank statement and allow it to dictate your level of faith. That piece of paper is simply a record of your past, but my prophetic word over your life right now is the exact blueprint of your future. You are currently crossing the threshold from surviving to thriving. Keep your hands wide open and your spirit fully surrendered, because the miraculous provision I am sending will require a heart that is completely ready to receive without a single ounce of doubt. Stay with me, my precious child. Do not let your attention wander, for the most crucial instruction for your 24-hour miracle is about to be revealed. My precious child, as the final hours of this divine 24-hour window begin to close in, I am declaring an unprecedented season of divine acceleration over your life. You have waited for so long, and I know exactly how agonizing that waiting has been. You have watched others seamlessly step into their seasons of harvest, their promotions, and their financial freedom, while you felt like you were permanently stuck in the waiting room of life. You have quietly celebrated the victories of others while secretly wiping away your own tears, wondering when your turn would finally come. I saw your pure heart in those moments. I saw that you did not allow bitterness or jealousy to consume your spirit, even when your own pockets were empty and your heart was hurting. Because you have faithfully celebrated others in your season of lack, I am about to give you a harvest that will make others stand in absolute awe of what I can do. I am the God who miraculously restores the years that the swarming locusts have eaten. The long delay you experienced was never a punishment. It was the precise, loving calibration of your character so that you could handle the massive weight of the wealth and influence I am about to entrust to you. In these next few hours, I am completely collapsing time on your behalf. What typically takes others decades to build, to accumulate, and to pay off, I am going to miraculously resolve for you in a fraction of a second. Do not attempt to figure out the mathematics of heaven using earthly formulas. If you look at your physical ledger, human logic will tell you that it is absolutely impossible to be debt-free or to experience this level of abundance so quickly. But human logic does not dictate the economy of my kingdom. The enemy desperately wants you to feel foolish for daring to believe that your life could drastically change overnight. He wants you to settle for the mundane cycle of survival. But ask yourself, did I not create the entire universe with a single spoken word? Did I not part the raging waters of the Red Sea overnight to create a dry path for my children? Your financial breakthrough is not dependent on the global economy, your employer, your background, or your credit score. It is dependent solely on my sovereign word and my unbreakable covenant with you. I need you to physically open your hands right now, wherever you are. This is a prophetic physical act of receiving. Let go of the incredibly tight grip you have held on your problems. Let go of the exhausting need to constantly control the outcome. You cannot hold on to the fear of the past and receive the provision of the future at the exact same time. The heavy door is already unlocked. The hinges are turning. I have sent my angel of breakthrough to push it wide open. Stay wrapped in my peace. Keep your hands open and watch exactly what I am about to do for you. My beloved, as you hold your hands open right now, in a posture of complete surrender, I am pouring out a measure of grace that will permanently override the spirit of lack that has haunted you. For far too long you have lived with an orphan mindset when it comes to your finances. You have subconsciously viewed me as a distant, strict landlord who demands payment rather than a loving, generous father who delights in providing for his children. You have felt as though you had to beg for the mere scraps falling from heaven's table, hoping just to survive another week. But I am not handing you scraps today. I am pulling out a chair and inviting you to sit directly at the head of the table. The feast of my absolute abundance has been prepared specifically for you. The breakthrough arriving within these next 24 hours is not just a temporary fix to pay a single bill. It is a permanent relocation from the dark valley of poverty to the sunlit mountaintop of prosperity. I know the secret fear that is trying to creep into your mind right now. There is a lingering, anxious whisper telling you that even if this massive blessing does come, it will somehow slip right through your fingers. You have been conditioned by past traumas to expect that as soon as you get a little bit ahead, the car will break down, a sudden medical emergency will arise, or an unexpected crisis will instantly drain your new provision. You are terrified of the devourer stealing your joy the moment it arrives. But hear my sovereign voice today. I am violently rebuking the devourer for your sake. I am placing a divine, impenetrable hedge of protection around your bank accounts, your assets, your home, and your family. The wealth I am releasing to you today will not leak. It will not be stolen by sudden tragedies or unexpected disasters. What I give you will remain, and it will exponentially multiply. Why am I choosing to do this for you right now? Because I have carefully tested your heart, and I have found you incredibly faithful in the fire of affliction. I have watched you anonymously give your last few dollars to someone else in need, when you yourself were secretly terrified of how you would eat. I have seen you freely give your time, your love, and your energy to others, when your own spiritual and physical tanks were completely on empty. You have proven yourself to be a safe, pure vessel for my kingdom's wealth. The world is full of selfish hands that only know how to hoard, but I am raising up a rare generation of kingdom financiers who will boldly fund the work of heaven on earth, and I have called your name to be among them. The atmosphere in your room is thick with the presence of my ministering angels. The countdown of your breakthrough is entering its most critical phase. Stay anchored, my precious child, as the clock continues to count down within this sacred 24-hour window. I need you to be acutely aware of how the enemy operates in the final moments before a monumental breakthrough. He knows his time is incredibly short. He knows that once this door of financial freedom swings wide open, he will never be able to force it shut again. Because of this, he will try to send a sudden fierce wind of distraction to pull your eyes away from my promise. He might try to stir up an unexpected argument in your home, cause a sudden mechanical breakdown, or send a wave of intense, inexplicable exhaustion over your mind and body. These are not signs that your breakthrough has been cancelled. They are the desperate, flailing attempts of a defeated foe trying to steal your peace right before you cross the finish line. I am revealing this to you now, so that you will not be caught off guard. When these minor frustrations arise today, I want you to simply smile. Smile, because your spirit knows exactly what they mean. They mean that heaven is actively invading your earthly reality. They mean that the heavy iron gates that have kept you trapped in a relentless cycle of financial struggle are currently being torn completely off their hinges by my angels. Do not engage with the drama. Do not let your profound peace be disturbed by temporary storms. I have given you the divine authority to easily step over these petty traps. Keep your spirit completely still, silence the chaotic noise around you, and keep your heart firmly anchored in the absolute certainty of my unfailing love. This financial miracle I am bringing you is not just a momentary breath of relief. It is the permanent establishment of a brand new foundation for your entire life. I am replacing the shifting, unstable sand of worldly economics with the solid, unbreakable rock of my kingdom's provision. From this day forward, you will no longer look at money or bills as a source of terror, anxiety, or overwhelming stress. I am deeply healing your relationship with provision. I am washing away the deep-seated trauma of poverty and lack that has clung to your mind for decades. You are stepping into a glorious new season where resources will flow to you naturally, unforced, and abundantly. The heavy yoke is completely shattered. Breathe deeply, my beloved. The dark night is finally over. The dawn is breaking brilliantly, and the physical manifestation of your 24-hour miracle is rushing toward you right now. My beloved child, as the final moments of this 24-hour window begin to close, I want you to fully understand the monumental shift of identity that is taking place inside of you right now. The enemy has deceived you for far too long, making you believe that you are simply someone who always lacks, someone who will forever struggle to borrow, a permanent victim of your circumstances and the earthly economy. But today, in this very moment, I am tearing that false label off your life. You are not the borrower, you are the lender. You are not the tail, you are the head. I am placing a brand new mantle upon your shoulders, a mantle of prosperity, of unmerited grace, and of financial dominion within my kingdom. You have looked at other successful people and secretly thought to yourself, God must have given them a special favor that I do not have. I must have been born to carry this heavy burden of hardship. No, my precious one, that same favor has always been reserved for you, since before the foundations of the world were laid. But I needed you to walk through the valley of lack, so that your heart could be perfectly refined in the fire. I needed you to learn how to cling fiercely to me when your hands were completely empty, so that when you hold all the wealth of the harvest, the world and the spirit of mammon will not be able to steal your soul. And you passed that test. You held on to your faith, even when everything around you seemed to crumble. You did not curse your adversity. Instead, you used your own silent tears to water the seeds of your unwavering hope. Now that seed has sprouted and grown into an overwhelming, overflowing harvest. Your financial breakthrough is not just a passing rain shower that will quickly dry up. It is an eternal river that I am rerouting to flow directly into your household. I am opening doors for you that no demonic force, no economic crisis, and no generational curse can ever shut. When this miracle knocks on your door within these coming hours, do not shrink back. Do not be afraid or wonder if you are truly worthy of this profound blessing. My love and the blood of my Son have already paid the price for your worthiness in full. Stand tall, open your arms wide, and receive it with overwhelming gratitude. In these final hours of waiting, I want you to perform a powerful act of faith. Clear the space in your mind to receive my miracle. If you are waiting for deliverance from a mountain of debt, begin to thank me right now, because those bills have already been paid in the heavenly realm. If you are waiting for a business opportunity or a breakthrough sum of money, begin to speak about it as if it is already resting safely in your bank account. Faith is not passively hoping that something might happen. Faith is the absolute, unwavering certainty that it is already finished in the spirit and is simply manifesting into the physical world. Shake off every ounce of anxiety that is clinging to your shoulders. Keep the fire of your expectation burning brilliantly. Do not look at what your earthly eyes see. Look only at what I have promised. Your miracle is no longer far away. It has already reached your doorstep. My beloved child, as we stand on the very edge of this 24-hour window, I want you to recognize the profound stillness that always happens right before a miracle breaks forth. In the natural world, the darkest, coldest part of the night occurs just before the sun violently shatters the horizon. You are in that exact spiritual midnight right now. The silence you might be feeling is not my absence. It is the deep, holy hush of heaven standing at attention. My angels of provision have taken their final positions around your life, your home, and your family. The heavy iron gates of debt, struggle, and financial oppression that have loomed over you for years are currently trembling at the sound of my voice. They cannot remain standing. They are crumbling into dust under the weight of my glory. I need you to guard this fragile moment with everything you have. The enemy knows he has lost the war for your finances, but he will try to shoot one final desperate arrow of doubt into your mind. He will whisper, "What if nothing happens tomorrow? What if this is just another painful letdown?" When that whisper comes, I want you to answer it with a shout of praise. Praise is the ultimate weapon of spiritual warfare. You do not praise me because the money is already physically in your hand. You praise me because you know that my word is an unbreakable covenant, and I cannot lie. Your praise in this midnight hour is the bridge that your miracle will walk across to reach you. It is the key that finally turns the lock on the door I have placed before you. Do not let your physical eyes dictate your spiritual reality today. The bank account may look identical to how it looked yesterday, but in the realm of the spirit, a massive transfer of wealth has already been authorized with your name securely on it. I am currently orchestrating the minds of people you have never even met to release favor, approval, and sudden blessings into your life. You have been incredibly faithful in the small, agonizing things. You have honored me when your pockets were completely empty and your heart was heavy with worry. Now I am going to honor you. I am going to make your life a living, undeniable testimony of my radical, overwhelming goodness. Take a deep breath and physically let go of the tension you have been carrying in your jaw and your shoulders for so long. The exhausting days of constantly calculating how to merely survive are over. The agonizing season of scraping by is finished. We are officially crossing the threshold into a season of overflow, where you will have more than enough to meet your own needs and to extravagantly bless those around you. Keep your eyes completely locked on me. Do not look to the left or the right. The dark night is fading. The dawn is breaking, and your financial deliverance is just moments away. My precious and beloved child, as we reach the very end of this holy encounter, I want you to take one final, deep breath. The 24-hour countdown we have spoken of has officially begun in the heavenly realm. The heavy iron door of your financial struggle has been blown completely off its hinges by the wind of my spirit. The angels of provision have already been dispatched with your name, your address, and your exact needs written securely upon their hands. The wealth that has been held up, the opportunities that have been unjustly delayed, and the blessings that were stolen from your bloodline are now rushing back to you multiplied. The long, exhausting winter of your life has finally thawed, and your spectacular spring has arrived. I want you to leave this moment carrying a peace that absolutely surpasses all human understanding. From this day forward, there will be no more agonizing, sleepless nights staring at the ceiling, wondering how you are going to survive the week. There will be no more bitter tears shed in secret over unpaid bills and crushing debts. You are no longer a victim of a broken, unpredictable earthly economy. You are a victorious, deeply loved citizen of my unshakable kingdom. I have given you the supernatural power to create a wealth, not just so you can comfortably survive, but so you can become a massive, overflowing river of blessing to everyone around you. Do not let the enemy steal this seed before it takes permanent root in your heart. You must boldly seal this prophetic decree right now. If your spirit bears witness to this word, if you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I am speaking directly to you today, do not walk away in silence. Claim your financial miracle right now by typing "Amen, I receive my breakthrough" in the comments below. Let your faith be recorded. Declare it fiercely into the atmosphere. I also urge you to share this message with someone you know who is secretly hurting, someone who is also standing in a dark valley of waiting. As you step out to become a channel of hope for them, watch how rapidly I multiply your own harvest. If this message has touched your spirit, please support this channel. Subscribe and keep your notifications on so you can stay deeply connected to the urgent prophetic words I am releasing in this new season. I am doing a profoundly new thing in your life, and I want you positioned perfectly to receive every single drop of it. Now I seal this unbreakable promise over your life, over your household, and over your finances with my eternal love. May my face shine upon you. May my unprecedented, undeniable favor chase you down and completely overtake you. Go in profound peace, my child. The waiting is over. Your miracle is here.